As the eldest of 4 children, the daughter of a Hollywood socialite and hotel mogul, Paris Hilton has always been destined for greatness. Though her bloodline told us one story, her reality is what sets her apart from the rest. A club kid, a new age socialite, a muse, and an icon, Paris Hilton took a sex tape, a dumb blonde image, coined a phrase, and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business. Now that's hot.
You sold 2000 and late. You sold 2000 and late. You sold 2000 and late.
Welcome back to another episode of So 2000 and Late. I am your host, Teonasasha. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, So 2000 and Late or So 2000 and Late podcast. Welcome to the 3rd season, the It Girl season. We are talking about the It Girls of the 2000s, and we have to start off strong with Miss Paris Hilton. Here's some things we know about Paris before she became the queen of Y2K and why she's our number 1 hit girl of our season of So 2000 and Late. She's a Hilton. She was stirring up the party scene in New York at 16 in the late 90s. She's a model. She invented the selfie. There's more things, but those are key reasons why she's the queen of Y2K. Now, we know now that Paris has lived in New York's Waldorf Astoria and on the West Coast in Beverly Hills. Because she was not a great student, she had a knack for getting kicked out of schools. And add in a conservative, tightly wound upbringing, a girl is bound to rebel, which she did. She was sent away to many different behavioral schools that furthered the abuse, and she ended up running away many times. At 18, she was done with school and done with her parents' rules. On September 1st, 2000, flat, Paris made her large-scale debut alongside her sister, Nikki, in Vanity Fair, shot by the legendary Dave LaChapelle for an article titled Hip Hop Debs, written now by the infamous Nancy Jo Sales. Now, let's pull up this picture of Paris in the Dave LaChapelle shoot. This is a solo photo of her. And a couple things about the backstory of this photo. She was, I believe she was like 17 or 18. They broke into her grandmother's apartment and they like quickly did this shoot and then broke out of it. So her family was never aware that this was a real photo shoot. They didn't even understand, they didn't even sign off for the house to be a part of the shoot. There was no official this is a shoot type of thing. And so you could imagine they open up Vanity Fair and boom, this is their daughter in the magazine. She's got her boobs out, giving the middle finger in her grandmother's apartment, the Hilton estate. It's a big deal. Now, this article was written by Nancy Jo Sales. And if you don't know who that is, you might know her from Alexis Nyers.
Nancy Jo. Alexis Nyers calling. I'm calling to let you know how disappointed. Nancy Jo, this is Alexis Nyers. I'm calling to let you know how disappointed I am in your story. How horrible you me.
You
and this
lied.
You stop.
You lied. And
stop it.
Do it.
Stop it,
you
Mom.
Lied.
Stop. Damn it. Nancy Jo, this is Alexis Nyers calling. I'm calling to let you know how disappointed I am in your story. There's many things that I read in here that were false. Like you saying that I wore 6-inch Louboutin heels to court with my tweed skirt when I wore 4-inch little brown BB shoes.
$29.
Every time you yell, I have to re-record it.
That is, that we're going to save that for a different season. That show was so funny. If you don't remember it, it's pretty wild. It was on E. That's the name of it. And it was pretty wild. Anyway, to bring it back to this Vanity Fair article, this is some funny things that I found in it when reading it. So the Hilton sisters had beef with the Schnabel sisters. I think I'm saying that right. And Nancy Jo Sales wrote this in her article about this beef between Nikki and Paris and the Schnabel sisters. So, and then there's the supposed rivalry with the Schnabel sisters, Stella, 17, and Lola, 19, daughters of the painter Julian Schnabel. Oh my God, I'm butchering this. So sorry. It's like something out of Edith Wharton. She and Nikki are like partners in bitch crime, the friend continues. They all have ill competition from the Schnabel girls. They don't like each other. It's like a battle of society sisters. Oh, we both had our pictures in the post by the time we were 14. It's a notorious rivalry. Like, can you believe the dress she's wearing? I would not be caught dead in that. It's like, who looks the oldest at the youngest age, and who's got into Spy Bar before this and that? I find that hilarious because this beef is basically the beef that's in White Chicks. And if you talk to the Wayans brothers, if you just happen to like know them or you walk by them in the street, they're going to tell you that the Hilton sisters were the inspiration for White Chicks. Check it out if you don't know it. I think it's pretty good. But having such a huge publication profile of you and your sister when you're still teenagers about how you guys are party girls and you're the new it girls and you haven't even started your career, it was such a huge implication of how fascinated the media was about to become around Paris and who she perceived or put herself out there to be. She was 19. Oh, I said 17, but she was 19 and Nikki was 16. And they were already in and out of the society papers of New York, Los Angeles, and even the Hamptons. So here's another write-up of them in an article in the New Yorker in October of 1999. So we're not even in the 2000s yet. And again, it's another write-up about these sisters, Paris and Nikki. So as you can see, Paris is 19, her sister is 16. They have been in and out of the club scene for 3 years at this point. But again, they've only really made waves in the New York, LA, and Hampton scene. So up until 2003, Paris was making waves through partying and modeling. She had signed to T Management, which was President Trump's modeling agency. And through this, she walked fashion shows and runways and was even featured in campaigns. The buzz around her and her sister was being fueled by party throwers who invited them or allowed them to crash their parties. You wanted the Hilton sisters photographed on the red carpet of your event. So way before brand deals and being paid to show up to places, these girls were figuring that out and basically creating this lane of business that we have today with influencers. They were influencers before the actual term was coined. And that career path was made, I don't want to say official, because again, it's like not official, but it kind of is something you can do if you want to go down like the content creator road. But, you know, getting paid to show up to red carpets is something that came out of Paris, and then Kim Kardashian took it, and all these like very B and C list celebrities throughout the years have taken it and they've tried to run with this. But all of these people are following Paris's formula. And as we go through this episode, you will see why. Through T Management, she was also able to bring herself enough buzz to snag herself a movie role. She was in a horror flick called Sweetie Pie, where she dies in the beginning, but it was great. She knew exactly what she needed to do. And then she was also featured in Zoolander in 2001. And then in 2003, Fox approached Paris and her sister to do a reality show. But Nikki Hilton, even to this day, is very much like the rest of the Hilton family. They're very much on the side of, I don't want to be on TV. I really don't want to be on camera. That's not my jam. So they actually said, Nikki said no, and that left the door open for Paris's BBF, Nicole Richie, who we love. She's hilarious. Now, on December 2nd, 2003, The Simple Life premiered on Fox, but 3 weeks before the first episode premiered, her family was hit with the biggest scandal to date, Paris's sex tape. Now, we have to set the scene here. Paris was not only the only rich kid to infiltrate Hollywood at this time, but she was a very hot ticket. She was creating that buzz around herself through her party lifestyle. So anyone who was looking to up their celebrity or get themselves famous would associate themselves with Paris. So this would give them some attention and possibly some business, right? So when Paris was 20 years old, she met this poker player named Rick Solomon. They had a fun-filled weekend in Nevada with some drugs and some sex, but he had a camera and he was filming it the entire time. Now, the last huge celebrity sex tape before Paris's was Pamela Anderson. And the Pammy and Tom tape was stolen from them. They were moving or doing some sort of renovations on the house, and someone stole the tape, and then it kind of went down the pipeline of getting released and all that jazz. Now, this particular tape was filmed by Solomon, and then we're going to go through some of the details to basically prove that he was the one that dropped it. There's just like no way possible. But this was a scandal. This is the Hilton bloodline. This is the hotel heiress. This is like money, class, pearls, you know, all the stuff that's very conservative. And for a daughter of this caliber to have a sex tape on the market was crazy, right? So at first, 3 weeks before The Simple Life aired, 3 minutes of the sex tape was released, and that was enough for the world to go wild. The following year, Solomon created a website and distributed the full film for $50 a pop. This was like pre-internet downloads and everything going digital. This was like new technology, and you could just imagine how much money this man made by selling a tape of him having sex with a 20-year-old, and I believe he was like 40, 35. I know there was a huge age gap between them. Oh, she was 19 and he was 31. Sorry. So when this dropped, the media was not on her side. She was already a party girl in the media's eyes. So someone like her deserved something like this, and she could never be innocent or in on something like this dropping out of nowhere, especially right before one of her first TV shows, right? So the tabloids were going insane. This was their bread and butter. They would follow her. They were posting images on it. They were constantly berating her about this tape. And so, you know, this kind of made Rick Solomon a little bit famous and a lot of money. So here are the things that are really sad here. She was 19, he was 31. She admitted to being on Quaaludes and didn't think that he would release the tape. She really thought that this was like an intimate thing between the two of them. She now speaks on how much this was a violation to her and how much this eventually affected the way she went about her life. And then, you know, you add in the stuff that she went through at these behavioral schools that her parents went through, put her through, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But also, the rights to the film were eventually sold to Vivid Entertainment, and Solomon like won awards at the AVN Awards, which are the award shows for porn. And so this was like upping his celebrity at her expense. And I found it was like really hard to find what the tabloid covers and pages looked like at that time. But I did find some stuff that I found interesting. So I'm pulling up an article from NBC News. This is an interview that Solomon did in 2004. I'm going to go to the actual interview part. So he was claiming that he didn't release the tape, that one of his friends was staying at his apartment and somehow got into his safe and took the tape. And he didn't realize that the tape was gone, I guess, until weeks later or when the thing dropped. But then after being sued by the family and being accused of being a predator and all these things by the Hiltons, he created the website and distributed it for $50 a pop at full length. And the original 3-minute clip was in night vision. So like that was also a crazy thing. And he released it in full color on the website for people to just see everything. And this is like not hours, but an hour of clips of Paris looking at herself, of them having sex, of like a bunch of different things happening at the same time. It wasn't like a full-blown porn video. But again, this was scandalous. So here's the exact quote from the article of him talking about why he decided to create the website. And I just got sick of fighting with them meaning the Hiltons, because they were going back and forth with lawsuits. And you can see that on trustfundgirls.com. It's 18 minutes of full color, and I think everybody will enjoy it. Paris Hilton, is beautiful. She's an American royalty with supermodel looks, and it's never been done before, and everybody should enjoy it. He goes on to say that he's done this with past partners, and this is a kink of his, but it's just so sickening to just tell a reporter flat out, listen, they were fucking with me, and so I'm going to fuck with them, and I'm going to release the whole thing. But I didn't release the initial thing. Someone stole it from me, I swear. Here's another example of how the media was talking about her. This is a scan of The Observer from 2003. Sex video gives Paris Hilton publicity money can't buy. So this was something that the media was saying at the time. She purposely released this tape in cohorts with Solomon to promote the simple life. I don't know about you, but if your sex video with your ex dropped out of nowhere, would you be happy about that? I'm on Paris's side on this episode. I don't know how you feel about it, but it's very, very weird to me. This is an article from the Arizona Daily Wildcat at Arizona University's newspaper. It's from November 20th of 2003. And Hilton doesn't even seem into the blowjob. She needs to act like she loves her craft. My favorite aspect of the video is the choice to shoot the entire thing in night vision. It gives the scene frightening and dramatic moments when Hilton's eyes seem to be staring deep within my soul. Most of the Paris Hilton sex tape is a debacle. Nothing compared to Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee. I think the Tanya Harding wedding night one was probably better. But I guess you can't expect much from a film with a zero budget, no script, and no real actors. And yet I still maintain hope that someday the right celebrities will get drunk and the director will film them doing things they will regret for the rest of their lives. Ruined careers and feverish downloading will ensue. I can't wait. So this is an article written in a college newspaper from the perspective of she deserves this. And this is just a tiny example of how everyone was talking about Paris. We went from The Observer down to a college newspaper, and this was across the board. It's absolutely insane. They talked about Paris like this. They talked about Lindsay, Brittany, everyone. It was crazy. The buzz around Paris and the tape created great ratings for The Simple Life. So whether you believe that she did this to create ratings, I don't know, because the ratings were consistent for the rest of the series. Debuting at 13.3 million in the US alone, it was putting up numbers with Friends and ER. Paris and Nicole were it. Despite it all, Paris did what a smart businesswoman does. She moves on. The Simple Life was hilarious. Watching two girls from Beverly Hills try and tend to a farm and shop at Walmart stole the hearts of viewers across the country. You either love to watch them or you love to hate them. Either way, people were watching the show for 5 consistent seasons. Now, let's take a look at some of the best moments. And this is why I think America loves Paris, and you can't hold this horrible thing that we call a sex tape against her. So the first thing is her questioning what Walmart is, because why would she know what Walmart is?
Now, do you guys hang out at Walmart?
What?
I've always heard that people hang out at Walmart.
Why?
I don't know.
What is Walmart? It's they sell wall stuff?
No.
What is it?
It's like,
I've never been there. I've seen it.
I think that was good process of elimination if you don't know what Walmart is. Another fun moment from the show was when the girls got a job at Sonic.
Hi, what's up? Welcome to Sonic.
Give me a medium Mountain Dew and a medium Coke.
Okay.
what's up? You're hot.
I know that.
Okay, it's 2:37.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks, bitch. Have a great day. This is fun.
What are you eating all this food for?
Well, it's for the guys working.
Really?
Yeah.
Hot guys? Are they as handsome as you are? Do you guys take baths together?
No,
Do you enjoy your meal?
really good.
You've got beautiful eyes.
Thank you. I've been sweating and working hard all morning.
I love that in a man.
Really?
I love a man who sweats.
I sweat a lot.
As you can see, Nicole Richie was definitely the comedic relief. She still is. She does a lot of different projects and she's hilarious. But it was just funny to see these rich girls from Beverly Hills. If you don't know who Nicole Richie is, she is Lionel Richie's daughter. So she is another rich girl, right? And it was just funny to see them do average, everyday things. You have to take a look at this next clip of Paris cooking. This is crazy.
Uh-oh. Bagel, clean that. Good boy. No chocolate for you.
Would you eat that breakfast? I don't know. I'm real picky about my eggs. That's going to be a no for me, man. But as you can see, why would Paris Hilton know how to cook if she lived in a hotel? She is the real Eloise. Why would she know how to cook? I'm sure she still doesn't really know how to cook at this point. I mean, she's maintained her money. She probably has a chef. Who knows? But we can't talk about the simple life without talking about Sasha.
Please refrain from singing out loud or any interruptions to your fellow passengers.
The bus driver said you're supposed to keep that noise down.
Do you want to be a part of our group?
What's the name of your group?
The Sonasons.
Okay.
I'm silly and I'm Billy and she's silly. You can be Millie.
Okay, so what do you have to do?
Okay, I'll go sana sana sa, and then you go sana sa, and then you go sana sa, sana sa sa.
You can't resist. They were way too funny for America not to pay attention to them. Through the fame from the show and the constant discussion around her sex tape, every move Paris made headlines. Say that 10 times fast. Who she dated, who she partied with, and who she hung out with was all of the rage. She infamously attended a red carpet with Kimberly Stewart, who's Rod Stewart's daughter, on motorcycles, and Kimberly crashed it, and it made headlines across the tabloids as if Paris was the one who did it.
Bluest-blooded beauties of them all, Paris Hilton and Kimberly Stewart. In this clip, the blonde bikers navigate the red carpet on a pair of stylish choppers. Wow, looks like Kim just needs her engine turned on and she should be ready to... Whoa!
Oh my God!
That was horrible quality, but this was pre-making everybody go HD. But as you can see, Kim Stewart revved it up. Vroom. But if you were to open up, I don't know, the Inquirer, they would be like, Paris Hilton's friend crashes motorcycle. Poor Kim Stewart. She couldn't get any PR or publicity from this. It was all Paris. She was being accused of purposely flashing the paparazzi. Now, I want to go ahead and say this wasn't on purpose. I want to go ahead and say that this was on purpose. And Paris started the trend of the it girls flashing their pussies to the paparazzi as they were coming out of their cars. Take a look at this image. This is of Paris coming out of one of her sports cars, commando. I think everybody in Hollywood goes commando. It's like normal. You don't want to get panty line. But this was scandaloso. And she did this. She did this, but this happened to her a few times. The paparazzi were constantly catching her, Lindsay, Brittany, everybody's coochies was out. She dated a Backstreet Boy. We're not going to say which one because he's not the one that matters. But, you know, She also dated an heir who is also named Paris. That was cool for a little bit. Cashing in on it all, she released a New York Times bestseller, Confessions of an Heiress. She launched her very first of a 30-plus perfume empire, which has made over $2.5 billion in sales to date. She even cashed in on saying "that's hot" on The Simple Life by trademarking it after the second season. She put it on t-shirts, sweaters, phone cases. It was all bejeweled and pink and girly, very Paris. And what's crazy is that Hallmark, the card company, took the "that's hot" thing and made like a card, I guess, special edition line or whatever. And she ended up suing them because she trademarked the phrase. Now, there's no official word on how much they agreed to, but when they initially put in the lawsuit for Paris's "that's hot" to Hallmark, it was for $500K. I'm going to go ahead and assume it was either that or double to make Paris settle out of court, right? She unofficially but officially started the selfie with Britney Spears. Now, according to the internet and the stuffs over at the New York Times, the first selfie was taken in 1839. And the word selfie itself was coined by an Australian man who was taking a picture of injuries on his face, and he had posted it saying, "Excuse the blurry selfie." But Paris Hilton invented the selfie. She would go on red carpets and she would grab her fans' phones, or their like digital cameras at the time, and she would just face it to herself. If you turn around and take a pic, and it was like this tiny way that fans felt connected to her. And even to this day, fans are doing this with their celebrities that they see on the streets or at the red carpets that they attend. If they see somebody, they're going to try to get in that photo and take a selfie. These days, they're going to do a video. But like, look at this. This is Paris taking a photo with her digital camera. And it was her. It was the one who did. Hold on, let me do it in the camera. Right? You can't deny it. This was every single image of Paris when you saw her on a red carpet, if she wasn't strutting her stuff and showing her midriff because she was super skinny and can do that. You know what I mean? Whatever. Not my rules. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Paris invented the selfie. There's really no denying that. Sorry, guys. I don't care what you say, New York Times. She even started the trend of holding your teacup dog as an accessory. So, like, you would either hold it in your hand, even though it had a collar and a leash, but it was too tiny to probably walk like 5 blocks without getting a heart attack. So she would hold it like this, or she would put it in her purse. And it was like something that she would do while out doing errands. And this was all the time. Like, look at this photo of Paris on her way to get her hair done with her dog and her Motorola Razr. I mean, like, come on. You know what I mean? I don't have a dog, so I'm just going to put my phone here. But come on. That is Paris. She invented that. After this, everybody had the tiniest dog on earth, which is probably unhealthy because these dogs would die very quickly. And they would either have them in their purse or they would be holding them. Eventually, that turned into a baby, but that's a different trend and that's a different decade. We're not talking about it. Now, let's see what else she invented. I don't know. Bedazzling everything. And we're talking about bedazzling your velour tracksuit, bedazzling your t-shirt, bedazzling your phone, your sunglasses, your hat, even your car. She is the one who gave us all of that Y2K. Everything is pink. Everything is sparkly. Even my sidekick was bedazzled because of her. I had a like bootleg baby fat Motorola case for my Razr, but after that it was Bedazzle. It was Bedazzle BlackBerry, Bedazzle Sidekick. I think I even had a Bedazzle iPhone case, and then I switched over. But she was the queen of that. She is the queen of Y2K. And guess what? She gave us Kim Kardashian. Kim copied Paris Hilton's blueprint. She still kind of does to this day. She flipped it and reversed it into a billion-dollar business, but she used what Paris did in the 2000s to create the career that she has today. I don't know if you guys remember, Kim did a selfie book. It was like a coffee table book, but all of hers were, right? Because Kim's whole selfie thing is the duck face. Anyway, but look at this photo. back when Kim and Paris were, well, when Paris was famous and Kim was her personal assistant. They had the infamous shiny Louis Vuitton duffel bags, like invented Kim, right? I'm allowed to say that. I'm the queen of Y2K. I'm going to say that of myself. Anyway, in 2005, she turned the world on its head again when she agreed to be part of the Carl's Jr. campaign. Now, Carl's Jr. is like a fast food burger chain, but they were making headlines by hiring hot models and socialites and actresses and all these different people to just be hot in commercials. It was usually like washing a car in a bikini or, you know, eating the burger on camera, but like in a very sexual way. But it was like a very strategic marketing plan that they had. And of course, they got the heiress, Paris, to do it with a Bentley.
I love Paris in the springtime. I love Paris in the fall. I love Paris in the winter when it drizzles. I love Paris in the summer when it sizzles. I love Paris every moment.
And it said that's hot at the end, which means she got extra money for that campaign because they had to pay her and they had to pay her trademark. Come on. You can't tell me she's not smart. By 2006, Paris was the it girl of Hollywood. Anyone who rolled with her, like, I don't know, Britney Spears or Lindsay Lohan, would be thrown into the category of party girl too. I don't know if you remember this photo of the girls. I don't know, like it's like the most infamous photo of the three of them. Paris, Britney, and Lindsay in another sports kizzy, right? But according to Paris Hilton, a recent interview she did with Andy Cohen, she said that Lindsay wasn't supposed to be in the car. So Paris and Britney were at the Beverly Hills Hotel. They were at an after party. They were deciding to leave. And Lindsay just like hopped in the car with them because I don't know if you can tell, it's a 2-seater sports car. She's not even supposed to be in there. But she went on to say that she ended up just going home and her and Britney had a sleepover and she doesn't really know how Lindsay got home. Beef still stands, I guess. Any hoosers. In 2006, she also gave us the infamous single, Stars Are Blind, from her debut album, Paris. Now, Stars Are Blind was well received by music critics. It debuted and peaked at number 18 on the US Hot 100 due to strong digital sales. This was the beginning of people starting to download singles off of iTunes. And, you know, we were turning from full albums to people going famous off of just one song. And it topped the dance club play charts on Billboard as well. In terms of the worldwide reception, people across the world love Paris Hilton. They did, and they still do. The single topped the charts in Hungary, Scotland, Slovakia. It reached top 10 in Australia, Canada, Venezuela, and more than 10 European countries. Hilton has released an updated version where she calls it the Paris version, and then she also released like a remix with Kim Petras. But the song kind of like saw its resurgence with the movie Promising Young Woman. They did like a creepy version of it in the movie since it's a very dark and somber type of movie. But this is like the song that forever cemented Paris as a music icon as well. Now, what did it girls like Paris do besides a sex tape, flashing the paparazzi, and making an album in the 2000s? She also got arrested. In May 2007, Paris was sentenced to 45 days in jail for violating probation related to previous reckless driving charges. She served 23 days in the Century Regional Detention Facility, and it generated massive media coverage. This was another time where socialites and debutantes and actresses were getting arrested left and right, but then they would get released like a day or two later or a week or two later or a very short period of time after due to overcrowding. It was definitely the LA legal system trying to make an example of Paris by making her go to jail because they're like, we're sick of these girls getting away with everything in LA here. So This would be the first of her 3 arrests in the U.S. She's also been arrested in Japan for cocaine possession. But again, this is what the socialite it girl does. You also get arrested. Hello, I'm going to jail. Infamous scene from Kardashians. Kim, put your phone down. Your sister's going to jail. Anyway, different episode. By the end of the 2000s, Paris launched another hit show, Paris Hilton, My BBF, where people would compete to be her best friend.
Hey, it's Paris. When I was little, I loved to play with dolls and be in control of what they did. In my new show, I get to do it for real, like my very own dollhouse. 16 girls and 2 boys will compete for the chance to be my new BFF. And you better believe I'm in control of this game. I make up all the rules, and these kids are not going to know what hit them. Like this.
I just got a text message from Paris, and she said,
Hi guys, hold on to these Blackberries. I'll be sending all of you texts.
You'll find a blindfold in your gift bag. Please put it on. See you soon. XO Paris.
So for about 20 minutes, we took a car ride to an undisclosed location, and it was kind of stressful. I was really nervous.
We're going in this way. Going right. Oh, I did that again. I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
State your name for the record. Brian. Erin,
Yeah.
Why should you be Paris's best friend?
Well, I think that a best friend, a relationship should just flow easy.
Try not to spit on my face.
Did I? All I know is that I was interrogated by a very frustrating individual.
Why should you be Paris's best friend without spitting on my eye?
I should be Paris's best friend because I feel like it would just work. It would flow. Kind of like a relationship with a man. When it works, it works.
I should be best friends with Paris because, I don't know, I think we have a similar energy in very different ways.
What does that mean in English?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a tough ass, on the outside. I mean, I do what I want, and I think she does the same in her own way.
Michelle, your breast real?
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
What's the most beautiful thing about Paris?
I think her bone structure is the most beautiful thing.
Are you using Paris to promote yourself?
No, I have nothing to promote.
Are you a slut?
No,
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you.
How many guys have you slept with?
Not enough, I'm sure.
How many guys have you slept with?
Tonight?
My whole life?
I don't know.
Bad answer. What's the fattest part of your body?
All of it.
Okay, you're insecure.
I'm not insecure.
She needs someone who's secure.
I am so sick. Oh.
Would you die for Paris?
Die?
Die. Would you die for Paris? Did I stutter?
Would I die for Paris? I don't even know her yet.
I don't know about dying.
Wrong answer. The answer is you would die for Paris.
Okay, I would die.
Okay. You're a mess.
I am not a mess.
Are you drunk right now?
No. God.
Driver.
I didn't watch that show. I think I might do a rewatch at some point on this show because that looks hilarious. Am I drunk right now? How many people have I slept with right now? Not enough. That girl's voice is hilarious. This particular show in the US version of it went on for 2 seasons, and then Paris did remixes overseas, or as you would call it, spin-offs. She did one in London and also Dubai. At the same time, The Simple Life was coming to an end in 2009. After 5 successful seasons, the show went from Fox to E, but it just wasn't doing well in the ratings anymore, so they ended it. Now, do you remember at the beginning when we saw that clip of Alexis Nyers yelling at Nancy Jo Sales? Well, she would also come back into Paris's life because she got arrested on national television because her and 6 other people were part of what we now know as the Bling Ring. Now, she was with this posse robbing Paris's house as well as other people in Calabasas from October 2008 until August of 2009. Because Paris was living her best life, the burglaries were easy for this crew to continue doing. She'd leave her key under the doormats. She'd leave her doors unlocked. They raided her closets over and over again, finding huge wads of cash in all of her purses. They found drugs in her purses. They ended up calling her house their personal ATM. That's how much stuff that they were finding and stealing from her house. After all is said and done, they ended up stealing $2.5 million worth of merchandise. Now, some of those people ended up getting arrested, not all of them, but Alexis Nyers will forever go down as a girl that stole from Paris and it getting caught on tape. Like E! Network was in their house. They did not know that the cops were coming, or they claim they don't. And when we get to the E! News season of So 2008, we're definitely going to watch Pretty Wild because it didn't last that long. It was a wild show and those girls were out of control. Their mother was out of control. But again, crazy how that girl comes in and out of her story, right? Today, Paris is an international mogul. Throughout the 2010s, she ended up signing to Young Money, Cash Money Records. She learned how to DJ. She started getting booked in hotspots like Ibiza and DJing all over the world. She upped her product line of perfumes and apparel and expanded her digital footprint by bringing a lot of vlogging to her YouTube page. And these days, she's cashing in on all of the things that made her hot in the Y2Ks. She partnered with Walmart and launched a cooking line where there's glove mitts that say "That's hot" on the wrists. Everything is pink. You can get a heart-shaped pink frying pan if you want to. It's also funny that it's at Walmart because earlier she didn't even know what Walmart was. She thought it was for walls. She partnered with Motorola, bringing back the Motorola Razr in the touchscreen flip phone style that it's in now. She created a high-end skincare line and continues to make merch with her famous phrases. These days, she's saying "sliving" as opposed to "that's hot." She's also become an advocate for women with ADHD and for minors who have been mistreated or abused in youth facilities like the one her parents put her in. She's standing up for AI-generated sexually explicit content, i.e. revenge porn, which is what she went through with that Solomon dude. She's gotten married and is a mother of 2 now, and she is living her best life. Now, before we wrap, I have to say that I find it very interesting how uptight her parents and her whole family being so against her life choices. We see that a lot in the documentaries that she's released on YouTube. We see that a lot if you watch, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, because her mother's on that show. And she was considered wild, but I don't really think so. I think that someone with the wild amount of access that she had took advantage and did what anyone with this type of access would do. And let's be real, adults were turning their eyes. She was showing up to parties at 13. If you're at a party and you know her mother, shouldn't you tell her mom? Shouldn't you get her kicked out by security? Shouldn't you call her driver? This is rich people shit, people. Anyway. But her family lineage is kind of bumpy as well. And even her great-grandfather, Conrad and Hilton, he wasn't considered old money like the Rockefellers or the Vanderbilts were. He was considered new money. So he was considered trash. Or not trash, but he just wasn't accepted in high society. So I think there is a lot of probably passed down, we must be accepted by society in the Hilton lineage. But he also married Zsa Zsa Gabor. And in her book, she later said that the only reason why their daughter Francesca came to life was because he raped her. So it's very weird that, the men in the Hilton family can kind of just get away with stuff. But Paris is the huge problem child. I mean, her younger brother, who is also named Conrad, is dealing with federal charges and things like that. So, whatever. But it's been said that Paris has been taken out of the Hilton will because of her sex tape and because she got arrested. What about Conrad and the rest of the family? Who knows? We will never know because that's probably the Hilton secret. The family, keep that in the vault. But you have to wonder, with the family having their own sort of drama in the press, how bad do they think she really is? Looking back on it, oh, she was a teen. When they talk about her on Beverly Hills, they're oh, she was a teenager, she was wild. But it's I don't know. Maybe she just needs to get her ass beat or something like that. Not abused the way she was in those schools, but ass beating. Now, aside from that, I feel no matter what, Paris is an icon, and that's why she is the first of our It Girl series on So 2008. She is Miss Y2K. If you look at what she's putting out now, it's exactly who she is and who she always will be. Happy, pink, sparkly unicorns sliving. And that is Paris Hilton. This is another episode of So 2000 and Late. Thank you for watching. Make sure you follow us on social media. Check out my Substack, So 2000 and Late podcast. And let us know how you feel about Paris in the comments and what we talked about today. And I'll see you next week.
You sold 2000 and late. You sold 2000 and late. You sold 2000 and late.